Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Jackson Gianfrancesco and today is the start of something pretty cool, something I've wanted to do for a while now, and I've finally started it. So this is the series to learning Italian, or my journey to learning Italian, and trying to become as fluent as possible. I want to say I want to give it, 3 to 4 months. Just to see how we go, starting from absolute scratch and just see where we end up. So my reasoning behind learning Italian is, well, number one, my family originated from Italy. So I mean, I'm Australian. My family live in Australia at the moment. I live in Australia at the moment, but my family originated from Italy. So I feel like it's a good thing to connect with family back over in Italy, and also family that live here and who are able to speak Italian. I think it's a very it's good to keep the culture running through the family. Well, that's my thought process anyway. Point number two is that in the region I live in, Australia, there's a lot of Italian speakers, and I feel like in everyday life I'll be able to, utilize the language a lot. I'll be able to get a lot of usage out of the language, which will be very handy and help me while I'm learning to help better my level of the language before I eventually travel over there. Obviously, during COVID, it's a bit tricky, but once all that sort of passed, then once I get over there, I'll have a good level of Italian to then speak with family and native speakers. And that leads me on to the big question for you. What is your why? I feel like it's a very important question to ask yourself before or during learning a language, because I feel like if you clearly understand your reasoning to start learning a language, it'll get you through some times where you're not as motivated. I feel like if you know your reasoning, you'll stick with it, and that's why for example, a lot of kids during school, they'll stop learning languages during school, and they won't want to learn another language just because they didn't really have a why when learning at school. And I don't think the language learning system in school is very good anyway, but that'll be another video. But yeah, making sure you know your why, and leave it in the comments if you are interested in sharing. So with the why out of the way, let's speak how. How am I going to start these first month, you could say, this first month with the learning? What is my learning process? So basically, to start off with, from day one, I've started with an application called Pimsleur, which will really help the pronunciation of the language and just the overall comprehension as well. Like, they really start you off with day one beginner content, which is really handy for, you really got to try and find input that is at your level, and I think Pimsleur does a great job. It's only half an hour lessons for the day, but the half an hour that you are learning, it's intensive learning, which is great because I find a lot of different learning resources will sort of beat around the bush a bit, you could say. But when you have intense content, it'll really make you more efficient in terms of the learning process. So I'm on day 7 of Pimsleur at the moment, and I can already see the amount of process I have with my pronunciation and comprehension. But to also help with my comprehension, I am also listening to resources through the app called Link. But I found Link is really good just to help with comprehension. Really just to get me listening, get the ear used to the language that I've heard, but I haven't really sat down and focused on it. But I feel Link will be really handy to boost my comprehension skills in the beginner stage, which would be awesome. and really try to progress into that intermediate stage as soon as possible, or upper beginner even. And yes, that's going to be my plan for the next couple of weeks. I feel like this will be a really good resource to use, especially Pimsleur. I feel because we want to get to this spoken fluency, Pimsleur really, hits the nail on the head. It covers your pronunciation, trying to speak at a native conversation like pace, which is really handy. You don't see that with a lot of resources, it'll be handy come time when I'm ready to speak to tutors, but that's a long time down the road. But yes, I think Pimsleur will be great, and I think LingQ will also be a very handy resource. Now, in terms of what I've been doing in LingQ, to start with, for this first week, I'm looking to move on from this now, but for the first week I've been looking at their Italian LingQ Greetings and Goodbyes course, which is an 8-part course. I think they were around a minute dialogues each, and they cover the very basics. Your buongiorno, your arrivederci, all your greetings pretty much, and sort of putting them in a conversation like structure. So they're sort of adding in different words as well, so you can pick up a bit of vocabulary as well. It's very handy to start off with. So that's what I've been doing, and I've completed all of that course on LingQ. Now I'm going to be moving on to the LingQ mini stories for Italian, and I feel like this is where listening and reading at the same time will really enhance my comprehension, and I'm really looking forward to it. So for week 2, I'll have a big summary on what I think of the mini stories, and that's something to look forward to. For the people out there who would like to know the pricing of Pimsleur, it is for the month it is $28 Australian, so I think that's around $20 USD, which isn't too bad considering all the content that you get through the course. And for LingQ, me personally, I've only been using the free version of LingQ, which is fairly limited, but you still get all the resources. So I might think about investing in a premium account on LingQ. I feel like it would probably benefit me a bit more. But if any of you guys have used LingQ before, please let me know what you think. Okay guys, and that's the end of the week 1 summary for my Italian project. If you had have any feedback on the videos, or if you'd like to hear my perspective on anything, or any feedback on the videos, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback, and let me know what language you're learning in the comments below as well, because I want to try and create a language learning community. So that was all for me today, guys. Thank you very much.